here we are. It's the Pantry Party Show. I really need to get a theme song, don't I? I have a friend who's a DJ, so I'm gonna have to work on that because I feel like the Pantry Party Show needs a entry song. You know, bum bum bum, the Pantry Party Show. And yeah, so we're changing lives here. That's basically what's happening. And we have a guest that I am so pumped about. Her name is Erica, and she runs the account at Bowl Obsessed. If you're not Bowl Obsessed, I don't know who you are, right? Everybody's obsessed with bowls, and she has the most beautiful bowls. Let's get her in here and chat it up. Oh my gosh, Pantry Party Show. I mean, my theme songs get worse every day, I realize. Hey girl, what's up, Erica?
How are you?
It's good to see you. Welcome to the Pantry Party Show.
Thank you. I love your disco ball. I love it. You should hang it.
Well, here's the thing, though. Really, I like it when it's on the floor and I can move it around so I can ricochet light all day, all around my office. I will say it's very fun. And I also like spinning it for the Pantry Party Show right by my face.
I love it. I love it. Yes, it's fun.
Oh, girl, I gotta say, as I was thinking about, you know, what I was writing in our post today, I was like, it really is cool how Instagram brought us together, but that in-person meeting, IRL really meetup, that when you were in Chicago, I mean, we clicked right away. I mean, I just love you.
I love you too, and it's so good to see your face.
I know, right? So you're in Texas right now for your safe-at-home quarantine, huh?
Yes, I am in the house, Fort Worth, Texas, and we are laying low.
Yep, as I feel like is the best recommendation for all.
I know.
So Pantry Party is 3 steps, okay? It's meet a guest, and usually it's the best boss babes of the universe, which you are. Meet a guest, pick a key ingredient that you are either needing to use up, that you're bored with, that's almost about to go bad. We have 1 key ingredient, and then you and I will chit-chat and meal storm together some idea so that people can sort of, if they have that in their house, they can make something similar. So first step is meet at Bowl Obsessed. Tell us about how you start. I know, but just like, you know, for the universe, how and why you started your account, which, by the way, is so beautiful. If you haven't been to Bowl Obsessed, you have to go. It will make you super obsessed with your bowls.
That is the kindest comment. Thank you. So I will say it wasn't an aha moment. It was really a journey for me, a 2-part journey. So when I graduated college, I really didn't know how to cook, how to grocery shop. I felt like I was wasting my time aimlessly shopping. I was tired of eating out. And so I decided to kind of take control in the kitchen and start learning. And I am self-taught, 100% enjoy learning about food. It's a passion of mine. And you're going to laugh. I mean, you know this, but I started purchasing Martha Stewart's Everyday Food magazines.
I love those, right?
I know.
So good, cute.
They were, again, yeah, they're cute, and I almost pulled one, but they're in storage. But I love it because I cooked front to cover every month, and what was great is I learned how to cook seasonal, what was in season, how to repurpose food, how to recreate a meal. So I'm in love with this Pantry Party, absolutely, because I love repurposing. And then in that journey of learning how to cook for myself, my acne started to clear up. And that's when everything clicked. Food, the whole food, the minimal sugars, the minimal dairy, more of a balanced way of eating, but keeping it mostly whole foods, filling my bowl up with mostly whole foods, and my face started clearing up. And that's how it really all started. And I just went from there.
I love it. Paraphrase, I don't know how to cook. I'm sick and tired of dining out. I'm going to start trying to cook some stuff. I got this magazine of Martha Stewart. I started working on it, and all of a sudden, everything started to change, like my skin, my attitude, my health, blah, blah, blah. So you got bit by the bug, and that is what Bowl Obsessed is. Now, there's a million accounts that you could have opened, right? There's a million things. Yes. Why Bowl Obsessed?
I originally started just eating my breakfast out of a bowl. At lunch, I would clean that bowl, eat lunch out of that bowl. I would set it aside. I would clean that bowl again and eat the same bowl out of dinner. I mean, it was crazy. I have all these plates, and I kept grabbing the bowl. I mean, there's something so satisfying and cozy and intimate about holding your food and just eating it, whether you're on the couch at Netflix or you're sitting at the table. I just love food in a bowl. And I was like, you know, I'm bowl obsessed. I think that's what it is. So
I love it. I love that it happened so naturally and that you were like, I cleaned the bowl, I ate out of the bowl again. And there's actually research studies that say people do get more satisfied because of that holding, and like it's just a cozy feeling of food. So I mean, I'm totally bowl obsessed. I just love how that idea though came to you, just so like naturally, right? It's like,
thank you.
It's very cool. So I was scrolling through your Insta because I am a very well prepped professional host. I prepare by scrolling through everybody's Instagram account,
of course,
for a few minutes before. And I love your bio, how you say that you're counting colors, not calories, and that you're focused on real food. It's so evident by looking at your pictures that, I mean, everything is so colorful, real foods. It's such a good, like, tagline.
Thank you. I mean, you've counted calories in the past, haven't you? Haven't you done that?
I mean, I don't know if you could consider counting or pure obsession with
obsession,
calories, right? No.
I mean, I've been there, I've done it. I feel like most people have, and it's not fun. Like food and eating, we do it 3 times a day. It should be fun. So when I build a bowl, there are a few things that go into it, but I'm mostly eating. You eat with your eyes first, so keep it colorful, keep it joyous, you know, and make it pretty, make it fun. Eat pretty.
Let's just point out, you said the word pretty twice. I'm going to throw in a third pretty, because pretty, pretty, pretty is exactly what, when you're scrolling, like there was one that caught my, I mean, they all catch my eye. But then there was one, it was like a smoothie bowl that you did. It was like with pomegranates. It was like Christmassy looking. And I was like, this is so beautiful. I mean, you get caught when you start scrolling how pretty. So I can tell that's something you prioritize, is that it's eat with your eyes, make it look pretty. Like, you are bowl obsessed. So I consider you the utmost authority on bowls and all things eating on bowls. So what would you consider like the anatomy of a bowl? So a checklist, if you will, right? So color and prettiness is definitely on your checklist. Sure. What else is on the perfect bowl checklist for you?
Right. So when I'm building my bowl, I basically cut it in half, and with my mind, cut a bowl in half. And I think, okay, half of that needs to be vegetables. So there's some of my color right there. The other half I split into half again. I do my protein, whatever that is, whether it's plant-based or, you know, I love salmon, chicken, lentils. I mean, I eat everything. And then the other fraction of that would be either a carb, like a sweet potato, quinoa, and then a little bit of fat on top for topping.
Yep. Girl, preach. That is, I mean, I call that visual wisdom. That's how I describe it.
Yeah.
It is very much like visual wisdom. You look at it and you can tell, like, whoa, not only is this pretty, this looks like it's going to be nourishing. There's a lot of like sort of intuition you can tap into by just using your eyes, you know? So yeah. I love that I didn't know, I mean, I kind of could figure out when I was like looking at your feed, like that looks like how she does it, but it's cool. So that's like the anatomy of the perfect bowl from @BowlObsessed. I love
That's
it.
right.
Now, if everybody tells you this, I apologize, but I am going to tell you that, I mean, you're going to need to come out with a whole line of bowls, right? I mean, you know that, right?
I should. I know it. I need to.
I mean, this is huge. Like, there's a picture you posted recently with a bunch of, you were holding like a bunch of bowls. Yeah. And I was like, girl, she needs a whole line of bowls. That's like legit what needs to happen next.
I love that. Maybe 2020, that's my goal.
I love it. I love it. You've got I don't know if you see all the comments and stuff. People are obsessed with your bowls. People are, girl, I love her. I love her. There was someone who was freaking out about your kitchen floor, that they love it so much.
Oh, yay. Yeah, it's the black and white.
Yep. So there you go. So someone was freaking out about that. I'm freaking about the fact that we have the same bowl anatomy. sort of visuals. I think that's so very cool. Now, what about these days? So sort of transitioning into, what the pantry party started all about is like, we're going to the grocery store less, we're at home cooking more, and we want to obviously waste less, like use what's in our kitchen. So what have you, like in terms of strategies, have your bowls changed much? Has anything changed much now that you've been sort of in this safe at home time frame?
Sure, absolutely. And you know what? I've learned that I don't really need to go to the grocery store every other day.
Me too. We would go to the grocery store twice a day because I live right next door.
Yeah.
Right? So we would literally go twice a day all the time.
I know.
And so I tell you what, good lesson for both of us, right?
I know. I'm so guilty of that. So I will say, things have changed, obviously. I can't help it. But I would say I've stocked my pantry more with canned goods, making sure my freezer is full of protein. So if I buy some chicken, I'll store half in the freezer and I'll eat half that week. Just kind of batch cooking in my head. Whatever produce I have, if it's about to go bad, I immediately throw it in the freezer and use it for some other purpose. But, balance has been a big thing for me too the past few weeks. I've definitely had frozen pizza a couple times a week. I mean, no shame. You got to do what you got to do. Feed those comfort foods sometimes. And but as far as that goes, I still try to get my greens in and the protein in, fiber and protein in almost every meal, and do what I can.
It's the truth. Doing what you can and knowing, I mean, like you said at the top, right, is that, and like me, we are bit by the bug. It's like I am not forcing myself to eat vegetables. I am doing it because I know how good it makes me feel. So this isn't like an effort. This is like part of what I do to feel good. I prioritize feeling good. And food, nutrition is one tool that I have. So like you said, who cares if it's pizza or whatever? It's like, but I'm still probably having greens with it because they make me feel good.
Absolutely. I mean,
so I love that. And I love what you said. And I think that's something like to just reiterate is that like when you're buying things like chicken or vegetables that are fresh, that you are eating some of it fresh, but then also storing some of it for later in the freezer. And that's something I had not really done going to the grocery store twice a day. It was like, I was just eating, I would buy what we would eat basically that day. And so now, buying in bulk more and not like panic shopping in bulk, but like, buying more than a chicken breast at a time.
And I know what you're saying,
and keeping in the freezer. I think that's great. And looking through what you have of like, oh, is something going to go bad? I'm going to use it today or put it in the freezer. I think that's great. And so is there anything that you have stocked right now, like your target key ingredient that we'll talk about today that's either about to go bad, that you have a lot of, or that's canned that maybe you aren't used to using because it is back, you're so used to using fresh stuff. Like that was me. It's like we had all this extra canned stuff and I was like, oh my God, like I don't even remember what to do with all this. So anyway, what target ingredients should we play with today?
Sure. Well, I'll have you peek around, of course, but excuse me. I do have a few red bell peppers, which I absolutely love because they're full of vitamin C and great for this time that we're going through, keep our immune system up. But I live for the, leftover meals and repurposing. So I'm curious to see what you think.
Okay, so you think our target ingredient should be red bell peppers or bell peppers?
Yeah. I think red bell peppers.
I love that. Okay, and I think it's fun because people do tend to have, not just frozen foods around, but some fresh. And so if you have peppers in your house, great. Even if you have frozen peppers, we'll try and see what we can come up with. One of the things that I'm going to disclose publicly is that if I had to be left on a desert island, I would not pick peppers. Not pick peppers. I love the baby peppers, the baby snackable peppers. And so when I have a whole bell pepper, the only idea I will ever give anybody ever is I'm like, cut that up into pieces and have bell pepper dippers. That's all I ever want. I want a bell pepper dipper, whatever. I don't know what happened to me. I think it was that I ate too many bell peppers, like growing up or something.
Yeah, that could happen.
But anyway, baby bell peppers, a huge fan of, or cutting any of your peppers up and calling them pepper dippers is probably how I'm going to force your hand on this. But,
okay.
but you know what? My girlfriend who was on on the show a couple weeks ago. She is big on blistering peppers right on the stove, taking off, putting in a brown bag, taking off the skin, and then cutting that up like a roasted bell pepper. And then what I strong-armed her into doing is creating that as part of a tapas night. So she had a Spanish tapas night with her roasted red pepper. And her key ingredient that she had me work with was canned mussels.
Oh my gosh.
So we used canned mussels in her tapas. I also think that's a very good strategy. Like when in doubt and things they look very desperate, like they don't all go together. It's like, you know what? Put it on a cutting board, call it a tapas night, and who cares if it goes together? You could always do that. Yeah, hey,
I love that.
D. Marie 224. You got great attitude. I love what you're bringing to the pantry party. She's always like, sounds awesome. This is great. Hearts. I mean,
biggest
big
fan.
Big fan. Tip of the hat to you.
Love that.
So anyway, okay. So what else when you were buying them, did you have a plan in mind? Did you like?
I did. Yes. Guilty. Yes. So I bought 2. So I have one that I want to eat probably raw, like you said, like cut it up and use it as a dipper. And then if I don't get to the second one, I like to cut it up, roast it in the oven, and then add it to the blender with nutritional yeast, some soaked cashews, and make like a dairy-free red pasta sauce.
Yum.
Yeah.
I love that.
But I haven't done it in a while. So
I was gonna say, I feel like the pantry party is over. I don't care if that's your idea versus my idea. I love that. The only thing that I will say is that maybe the pantry party add to this is potentially doing it on. Do you have a gas range?
Yes. Yeah.
To do it on your. I mean, even though it's dangerous. I mean, I live for.
No. Yeah.
I'm wearing a super dangerous shirt today, which is like super low and like crazy. So, I mean, I'm in a danger mood that you would take the red pepper and instead of turning on your oven is doing it right on top in your gas,
I love that.
Gas heat.
Yeah.
Whatever. Flames.
The flames. Yeah. Open flame.
Open fire, taking your open fire. And even if, that even could be a broiler if somebody doesn't have open flames. But anyways, and then putting it in a bag and peeling it or not peeling it if you're head to tail in terms of vegetable use too, right? Like using it all and then putting that in the blender straight from the stovetop. I think that could save you time.
I think you're right. I love that idea.
Yeah, so maybe this is what meal storming is, people. Yeah. Right? When people are like, well, my husband's always like, I won't watch the show because I'm so anxious you'll never come up with an idea. I'm like, I don't come up with the ideas. Usually people have a very good idea and I might give like a little shove or a push, So, okay, let's say that you're going to do a red pepper sauce. Right?
Okay.
What else are we going, and you're going to do a time-saving trick of doing it on the open flame.
Open flame. Mm-hmm.
And then once it's off the open flame, cut out, the seeds, blah, 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 and put it in your blender with your nutritional yeast. What else do you put in your sauce usually?
I do some cashews sometimes and soak them.
Yeah.
Or if I don't have any, I know, but if I don't have any, I'll just add some pasta's tomato sauce, make it more of tomato-based.
Yeah. I do love
What would you do?
Do you have cashews?
I do. They're not soaked though. But yeah.
Here's what I will usually do as my time-saving trick is I will put them in not boiling water, but warm water. And so instead of like soaking them for, overnight or, to get them creamy, the warm water, have you done that? Warm water?
A while ago. Yeah. But I love that because you don't have to wait 4 hours, right?
So the warm water, and I usually in a half an hour, they're mushy enough they can go in your high power blender, and so you have like this creamy cheesy because it's like cheesy with a Z.
Yes,
with nutritional
cheese.
And the roasted red pepper on the stovetop. I love that. What are we going to put that on? Like what are our components of the bowl? Like are there other vegetables around that you have, and like what's our grain and what's our protein in your kitchen?
Yeah. Do you want to take a look, or do you want me to kind of just tell you?
Well, anything you want us to peek at, everybody.
Okay. Yeah. No judging, right? Let's see. So I'll show you my fridge first.
Okay. Oh, fun.
I do have the small peppers that you liked.
Oh, I love those babies. Oh,
I know, so good. I have spinach, Brussels sprouts, a bunch of cabbage. Here are the red bell peppers.
oh, I'm such a cabbage girl. I love cabbage.
I do too. And let's see. So I'm thinking my pantry over here, which I did not organize for you.
Good. This is a no judgment zone.
For protein, I really love black bean pasta.
Yes.
Or banza.
Yep. I love any lentil pastas, beans, lentils, like you said. It's so great because then that really is your protein too. Like you don't have to add shrimp or chicken or whatever.
And then
it's
maybe
like
just add
vegetarian meal.
Yeah, and then maybe add in some spinach to the sauce, or maybe just even a side salad. Keep it simple.
I like it. So yeah, so when we use this sauce, you skew more pasta based, like a creamy sort of red pepper sauce on a pasta, which I love. And then I think of you in color, right? I think of me in color as I see, okay, that's pretty, especially like with the black bean pasta, that's pretty. But I do like the add of like tossing in spinach in that. And I would do you usually do it where you toss in fresh spinach and just let it wilt naturally with the heat of the noodles? Yeah, me too.
I do, yeah.
I think that is
because you don't overcook it, right?
Oh, yes. And actually, you know what? I taught cooking classes. For 7 years, I taught cooking classes. And how I got that job is I had to do a cooking audition in front of all the chefs at the cooking school. And what I decided to do for part of my recipe, I remember, it was cooking spinach, because it was my pet peeve at the time, and probably still is, about overcooked, disgusting spinach on a plate. So what I said is, if you're ever going to do it, that you heat up your skillet, you put your olive oil in with the garlic, you make it toasty, and turn it off. Get it off of that heat element, turn off everything, take the hot pan, and very quickly you throw your spinach in, tong, 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 and get it out. It just needs a kiss. It's just a little kiss in a pan. It does not need to be cooked to smithereens, because that's what gives spinach a bad rap, is how gross it is when people overcook it.
I know.
So do you feel bored by your meal though? Because I don't feel bored, because I've never made it. And actually, I'm very much like excited to make it. I want to make that creamy, delicious sauce. But are you feeling like, that's not new for me? I'd really like the pantry party to push me to do something more new.
No, I mean, unless you saw something else that you wanted to play around with, I feel like the fact that it has pasta, that's satisfying, but it's the healthy protein pasta, so it's basically, guilt-free. I think if we were having it just on, like with chicken, I'd be a little bored, but I love the bulk of the pasta. I don't know. What about you?
I think you're right on that. Well, for me, it's like one of those things, like, I really have to have that element's mental satisfaction. So, like if I'm not feeling chicken, I might do chicken fingers. So I might be like, okay, let's make this more playful and take chicken and make it chicken fingers. And maybe I would put them on a salad and use red pepper as the dressing. It's a creamy red bell pepper.
I love
dressing.
that. Yeah.
So like, it depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Like if I did feel like more fresh stuff or pasta stuff, like fresh, I love chicken fingers. I think that they're so
Who doesn't?
silly and fun, and it's like you can bread them with anything. I usually crush up, like I have super seed crackers, like they're multi-seed brown rice-based crackers, and I crunch those up and use those as the breading, and I love those on top of a salad. And I could see your sauce being, even though you're so mentally used to it as a pasta sauce, I could see it very much as a creamy red pepper, almost like, dressing.
Yeah, I love that idea.
You know what I mean? But
that would be really good.
Do you feel more like pasta though today?
Kind of. I always feel like pasta.
I have been. You know what? I will say I have been more than not feeling like pasta too. And I think that's something like, the comfort feel of it. And I'm making it differently. I posted on Monday a few different ways that I've been using pasta that's beyond marinara sauce, because I was like, okay, I love pasta, but I'm not. Yeah, it was very helpful for me to be like, okay, I could put cauliflower and tahini and lemon in pasta, and then it works, you know, or whatever.
My favorite was your Thai peanut butter with the coconut aminos chili sauce. That's my favorite.
Okay, here's the thing. What could you put peanut butter on that wouldn't be delicious? I mean,
I know.
Is there anything? It's like, when in doubt, put peanut butter on it. It's like,
That's a good rule.
That should be my tagline. Or some sort of creamy dressing. Like, I'm a big creamy. That's why I feel like anytime I hear anything creamy, I'm like, make that a dressing. Make that a dressing.
Let's do a salad. We could still cook a little bit of the pasta and add the black beans just sporadically in the salad.
Oh,
black beans.
I
do like pasta salad.
Pasta. There was somebody who posted. I don't remember where I saw this, but as I was scrolling, it was like they had side by side. One was pasta salad, like the old-fashioned 1980s pasta salad, and then they were like pasta in salad, and it was exactly what you're talking about. It was like that idea. I don't know. I still sort of like the first idea, even though it's something you've made before. I just feel like it seems like I could feel it rolling around on my fork and like eating it. Plus, everybody has pasta in their house right now. Plus, even if it's not bean pasta, your sauce being a base of cashews is even a protein source, which I think is so very fun. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I don't need to peer pressure you, but that if I had to pick the pantry party favorite, I feel like what would we call this? It'd be like a quick roasted red bell pepper sauce, because it's super quick on the stovetop, and creamy sauce. Quick roasted.
Yeah, quick roasted. Cream sauce.
Drizzle Kitchen's on creamy cashew cream. We're roasting red peppers, how you like to do it, Kendra, her Drizzle Kitchen. She likes to roast them on the stovetop quick. So we're doing that version with pasta that is bean based and tossed with some spinach in there. And the only thing that I wonder is, like, when I eat a whole hot dish, I oftentimes like something like cold or like a topping on top. Like, what could we put on top that you have that would be like a different texture or a different temperature?
A different temperature, like a fat? Because I think avocado can go on top of anything.
Well, I know, right? It is true. I'm trying to think, like, what could I put on there that would be like, do you have fresh parsley or
cilantro?
Interesting. I love cilantro very much. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Well, I guess maybe if we have, it's like that sauce is not like, okay, how about this? How about the sauce isn't tossed all in there like goopy, that it's like a pretty, your word, pretty drizzle. It's a pretty drizzle on top. That would make me feel better. Is that what you were envisioning?
Sure, yeah. I think at first it was going to be all mixed together with the wilted spinach, but I think I like the way aesthetically it would look with the drizzle.
Me too.
And having and still wilt the spinach, but drizzle just a nice drizzle on top.
Yep. So it's hot pasta tossed with spinach, and it's the pretty drizzle on top. You take the picture, or in your mind, you look at it, and then you can stir it all up and make it.
Then you mix it.
I like that. I like that a lot. Well, so then that would be officially our pantry party closed book. It's pepper focus, made it into a quick creamy sauce, and is going to be on a delicious legume-based pasta with spinach tossed. And it's not going to be all tossed together sloppy times. It's going to be a pretty drizzle.
Of course it is. Yes, I like a good drizzle. When in doubt, always drizzle.
It's actually, isn't that the truth? It is actually, when you look at your pictures too, I always feel like there's some sort of element of pretty added. Like there is like a piece of cilantro sort of like drizzled or sprinkled on top or something very pretty. Well, so all right, let me know if everybody wants to get more bowl obsessed, okay?
Yes.
Where can they find everything that is you, Erica?
Sure. I would say first and foremost Instagram. So at Bowl Obsessed, BOWL Obsessed, one word. And I do have a blog, but I would say I'm almost on, and it's bowlobsessed.com, but I'm on Instagram every day.
Yes, you know what, and I will just say, if you're looking for inspiration, and people oftentimes are like, well, you know, I'm getting so sick of the food I'm eating. Help me, help me. I'm like, one of the best places to go is like accounts like Bowl Obsessed and just roll. And it's like, oh my gosh, that would be delicious. I love that. And so even just looking at your pictures can inspire people to take what they have in their pantry and to do something magical with it. So thank you for what you do in the world. Thank you for being my friend.
Thank you. I miss you.
I know. Miss you too. And really, thank you for all of your ideas and thoughts and energy for the pantry party. I'm going to post this on, you know, it'll be 24 hours in my feed, but also I'm going to put it on YouTube because I think this is an idea that everybody could enjoy and love.
I love this. Thank you so much for having me.
Love you.
I'm so honored.
Love you, Erica.
Love you
Thank
too.
You so much for the pantry party.
I know. Thank you for having me.
Bye. That was another successful episode of the Pantry Party. I am so obsessed with not only her bowls, but also the sauce that we came up with. So amazing. And if you guys have not checked out, go to Bowl Obsessed, that at Bowl Obsessed on Instagram. Such beautiful pictures, such inspiration with food. Love that girl. And so, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with another episode of The Pantry Party. And again, if you've missed all of these previous episodes, on YouTube at Dawn Jackson Blattner, you can see all sorts of crazy ideas, everything from canned mussels to leftover chicken to spaghetti squash. I mean, we are covering all sorts of foods that you may have in your pantry. So go check that out. And until tomorrow, I'm sending you high immunity vibes, big love, and lots of kisses.